Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm at Lepink, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that is the money printer back again. And let's talk about the top people in the economic industry who don't even know how this whole system works. Even they are confused. So how you should actually understand it. This is a very interesting thing, and we should definitely talk about it. Also, the second thing I would like to talk about is that Bitcoin reaches 1 billion transactions. It happened on the 5th of May. And also, when we're talking about the Grayscale, on Friday it had its first positive day. So after so many days of outflows, it was a positive one, and I'm really curious what's going to happen today on Monday as well. And yeah, fresh news that Robinhood crypto business also gets an SEC Wells notice. And finally, also let's talk about that stablecoin volumes could overtake Visa maybe in the second quarter of this year. So guys, all this in today's video, and don't forget, every single day I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important for you, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also hit the like button if you like this kind of content. And now let's do it. Okay, and first of all, let me share the screen, and here we have the prices. So Bitcoin is back above 65,000 US dollars, 65,143 US dollar, exactly 2.2% up in the last 24 hours. Then we have Ethereum 3,201 US dollar, 1.8 up. When we go and get the top gainers, WorldCoin is the number one with 20% gain. Then we have ENA with 14% and iOS up 12%. When we're looking at the losers, we don't really have losers, so we can see that actually the market is pretty much up at the moment. Altcoins also doing pretty well. And when we're looking at here the Bitcoin candlestick chart, then we can see this is here the weekly one, right? So this thing is not perfectly drawn. It was drawn for the daily. And but you can see clearly that it has a huge wick, this weekly candle, which is definitely a bullish one. It means that even the bears are pushing it down, the bulls are pushing it back towards the end of the week, and we closed actually higher than we were a week before. So Bitcoin altogether holding itself pretty well. Right now 63,000-ish. What's happening here with coin? Yeah, now it's 63. Okay. Sorry, it didn't refresh the page pretty well. Anyway, bottom line. So now when we're looking at the gainers, yeah, still the same one, but not that same gains. And we have some losers, okay, at the moment. Okay, this is how it is. Sorry, somehow it didn't refresh itself, the page. But anyway, bottom line, everything is holding itself pretty well. Yes, the altcoins had a bigger dump, but we could see some recovery on the weekend. And many times, it's happening that after the halving, the focus shift from Bitcoin to altcoins. As you remember, back in 2020, we hit the DeFi summer, so we don't know what's going to happen exactly, but we're going to watch for sure. But the first topic, what I would like to talk about, is all about the printer is back, talking about the M2 money supply, but also the leaders, the top guys in the economy, looking at US and Europe, even they are confused how this whole system works. And this is actually an interesting thing, so let's get into it. So first of all, let me share the screen here, and not this one, 1 second. Yes, this is the one what I want to have. Right, so here we have the US M2 money supply, which is pointing up again. As you can see it here, circled in green. What does it mean? It means that more money is getting into the economy. And if there's more money in the economy, that it's definitely a bullish thing for a liquid market, because there's more liquidity. It could be invested, for example, in stocks, but also in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And yeah, this is actually very important. As you can see it here, during 2020, during the pandemia situation, it was a lot of money printing, and we do know what the market did. And now this one, Long time ago, we have seen it positive, and now it's pointing up again. So this could be a positive thing for the liquid market, put it this way. It is just kind of starting. But talking about, money printing and how does the whole thing work, here is Jared Bernstein. And he's actually the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors, right? So he's the chair of that. And look, this is now an interview circulating with him. And interesting, just listen to it. So these are the top guys who actually managing the whole system.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets, some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do?
So this is Joe Biden's chief economic advisor, right?
They sell bonds, right? Because they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money to, I guess I'm just, I can't really talk.
He was a little editing,
I don't know
okay?
what they're talking about, because it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time, and it clearly borrows. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So I don't think there's anything confusing there.
Well, if he doesn't think there's confusing, that I don't know. He looked pretty much confused to me. But this is crazy. Guys, this is Joe Biden's chief economic advisor. Okay, there is one editing here, which actually maybe made this more dramatized. But bottom line is, this should go like this for him. It's economy, how it works, what they do. And this is an interview. And it's questioning, is this how it really works? Yeah. So at the end of the interview, he convinced himself. And, that's crazy. And then we have, you would think that Europe looks better, European Central Bank. And, here is this guy. Listen to this one here. It's also.
How you create money is very simple. We create money electronically, if I can say. We credit accounts of, that people will not understand again. It's an image, so, this is off now. Huh? I could say I print banknotes, but it's an image, it's not the way we do because it goes via the banking system.
But couldn't you
how would you say that?
Because we lend
money. But lend. No, it's not. Well, no, we create money. It's not lending money. We create money.
Give me a second.
It's amazing. They always say lending, right? And borrowing and all these stuff. No. We create it.
We lend to commercial banks, and the moment of this lending creates the money.
No, I see what you mean. But it's not even true what you say. When let me give we are not. That's the classical way. Nobody is going to understand what you say. But normally it's. I would just think about the situation. I print banknotes. In my office, I print banknotes.
Printing.
And with
nice.
these banknotes,
in the
I
office.
will buy you something. And I give you this banknote, and you give me a bond that you have bought before. You have a Schatz, you have a treasury bill, in your investment, and then you sell it to me, and I give you cash, which I have produced. But we do that electronically.
Guys, seriously, so this is the guy from the European Central Bank. Another one was the chair of the Council of the Economic Advisors. that makes me kind of sad, and we are in this kind of system led by these kind of guys. And it makes you really wonder that what is happening here. So to have your own thing like Bitcoin, to have it for yourself in a decentralized way, I think it's a pleasant thing. I don't want to encourage anybody, do your homework, but when you're looking at the present fiat system, it doesn't really look good. We don't know the future. What's going to happen. We don't know the future of Bitcoin. We don't know the future of cryptocurrency. It's all about the guessing game by so far, but we can see the problem in the present system, and that's clear. And then you're looking for some kind of solution, even if nothing is perfect. But Bitcoin is working more than 15 years without a mistake and without any employee and so on and so forth. So I think that's very, very, very important. Okay, this was one thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, then we have a new thing for Bitcoin reaches 1 billion transactions. So here we go. We have Bitcoin reaches 1 billion transactions. So when we're looking at the average with this number per day, it's 178,475 Bitcoin through 5,603 days since Bitcoin exists, more than 15 years, and Bitcoin has reached on the 5th of May in this block. I'm not going to read it out, but you can see it here for yourself, the 1 billion transaction. So we can see how successfully Bitcoin working for 15 years. It reached so many transactions. Okay, and now let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is about Grayscale. Grayscale had a positive day on actually Friday. I don't know yet the data for Monday, but the very first one, inflows we're talking about. So let's mention that definitely. Well, so Grayscale actually had 63 million US dollar inflow after 80 days outflows. So we do know that Bitcoin spot ETFs trading has started back in January, 11th of January this year in the United States. And from Grayscale, GBTC, it was always outflows. Now, the very first date was Friday, actually, when it had its inflow. I can show it here. So this makes the picture quite clear. But it also shows that there is changing things. And, I think so far we also have a positive day today on Monday. I don't know about Grayscale, but in general. And when we're looking at Hong Kong actually the first day, even though the volume wasn't that great, but it was pretty nice, 292 million inflows. And compared to the US on the first day, it was about half of it. But Hong Kong it was a smaller thing, and obviously the volume, it was much less. That was the disappointing one, but the inflows looked pretty good. So when we're talking about ETFs, these kind of things just going to continue. When the price drops, they also have FUD and so on and so forth, but then the whole thing is just going to continue. Okay, guys. And then now we have Robinhood being a bit disappointed because the SEC is after Robinhood right now, at least it looks like. Okay, so we have here, Robinhood and the SEC kind of thing. So the SEC is planning to file an enforcement action against Robinhood cryptocurrency business, according to a Wells notice. So they received the Wells notice. The Wells notice is a letter sent from the securities regulator that concludes its investigation of the respondent. In this case, we're talking about Robinhood's US-based crypto business. So we know that they after many crypto businesses in the United States, and Robinhood is getting now on the list. Okay, and now finally, let's talk about stable coins, because stablecoin volume, according to a research firm, could could get higher than Visa's payment volume just now in the second quarter of this year. Right, so here we have, could stablecoin volumes overtake Visa this quarter? And stablecoins may finally overtake payment giant Visa in total payment volume this quarter, according to the research firm Sacra. So Visa's head of crypto, however, disagrees. So here they're saying that stablecoins win on convenience, enabling cross-border payments to be completed any day of the week rather than business days only. That's very important. On speed in minutes rather than 6 to 9 hours. And then the cost. And here we have the very small cost compared to $12. So it's less than $1, much less than $1. Today, every major bank is working on using stablecoins to run their payments rails behind the scenes. So, and this is here the prediction, right? So here we have Visa, here we have PayPal, and here we have the stablecoin volume so far. And they saying that this could actually peak Visa's volume, and this could be actually an interesting thing. But if it's not happening this quarter, it's easy, it can happen later on. And if it's happening, then this is the way we could go. And this is how useful stablecoins could be in the future. So guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single day, I'm making you fresh cryptocurrency and blockchain content here on Blockchain Bloom and bring you the freshest news to keep you up to date. So if that's important for you, simply subscribe to this YouTube channel and also hit the like button if you like this kind of content. See you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.